What's up YouTube, Capo here, and welcome to week 5 of the RBLS. This week we're going to be taking on the Markarth Magikarps coached by DragoniteSpam. And before we get into the match itself, I'm going to talk a bit about the team that you see in front of you and what my initial thought process was. So the first thing is, his team does not appreciate stealth rocks. I gotta get those rocks up as soon as possible. And then the second thing is, Donphan is going to be huge in this match because the coverage that Donphan has is incredible. Ice Shard and Earthquake does a decent amount to everyone, so that's going to be really key over here. And he's got two really hard-hitting special attackers, but I've got two really great walls for that being Sylveon and Meloetta with the Assault Vest. Those girls can actually eat up anything that Mega Gardevoir or Chandler want to dish out on it, so that's going to be really important over here. And I can actually lead off with Charizard X because Charizard X puts a lot of pressure on him, just because I can do so much with it. Depending on the set that I run, there's way too many possibilities. So he actually stands out Cobalion, and I took a long time to thought about this because I didn't know if it had Earthquake or Rock Slide or something like that. So I took a while, but I decided to ultimately go for Dragon Dance because I know he has a Chandelure, and if I'm at +1 Dragon Dance, I know being at +2 Dragon Dance will simply take out his whole team and I can just sort of sweep him. So already I'm looking pretty decent over here. The only thing that really worries me is this Chandelure sashed. And at this moment I'll find out if it's sashed, which it actually isn't. So that happened, and El Capitan will give me an excellent start once again. El Capitan leads. They're just doing in the finest work, and then this thing comes in. And I don't know what exactly it wants to do, so I figured, hey, +2, that's no problem. But it ends up going for the power split, and that is amazing team preparation. Prepping for El Capitan because he knows I like to use it. And this is the first time that El Capitan has actually been checked. Like, legitly checked in. And there is no way of me winning this battle because not only am I poisoned, but I'm power split, which means my power is split with this tiny looking goofy thing over here. So I'm gonna have to switch out because I do have a check that totally checks further, and I could have done this a lot sooner, but I wanted to scout what this thing wanted to really do, and this ultimately tells me that switching out was the best move for myself because contrary Shell Smash Shuckle will wall a team entirely if you let it do that. So switching out was really good for me because now I have 3 options over here. I can Leech Seed, Stealth Rocks, or Thunder Wave. So I decided to ultimately go for Leech Seed because I want some residual damage, and Cobalion comes in, which is a bit scary because I don't know what it still has. It's still a bit of a mystery, and I decide if most likely this Cobalion is a physical form, and I can just sort of set up the Thunder Wave on this thing because if it comes down to late game of Donphan and Cobalion, Donphan can easily take out Cobalion, but it won't outspeed it. So getting the Thunder Wave off will allow that to happen, and that's one less thing to worry about. Now all I have to do is get my Stealth Rocks up, and I'm going to be in a solid position, but I make the prediction he's going to switch out. I did not predict he'd switch out into this guy, and I end up going for a Leech Seed over here. So it wasn't the worst play of all, but it was a very cautious play. There was no point of over predicting. So that's that, and he ends up going for a really good move, going just for the U-turn because after Leech Seed plus Iron Bar damage plus poison damage, this thing's not going to appreciate coming in at all a lot. So it's becoming more and more important that I get my Stealth Rocks up, but I simply go for a Gyro Ball because I figured he'd bring something with Hidden Power Fire, or I thought he'd bring in the Gardevoir or Dragonite. So hey, what can you do? What can you do? As I'm just going to keep on staying here. I want to scout what this thing has because all I've seen is Stealth Rocks. But it reveals the Sacred Sword, and I'm like, oh snap. But Ferrothorn is a bulky Motherfucker right over here. No problem for Ferrothorn over here. He's just gonna go for the Leech Seed. I'm gonna get a decent amount of HP back to a point where I think I'm at the green or pretty close to green. Let's see. Let's see if my math is correct over here. Restore some HP. He's gonna be at yellow. Let's see it. Let's see it. Can you? Yeah, nope. It's pretty close to the green. And I'm gonna switch out to Donphan because Donphan has some decent bulk on him. Therefore, I'm gonna eat up whatever this thing wants to do on it. If it wants to go for another Sacred Sword, it can, but it gets paralyzed. And I'm like, all right, sweet. I'm gonna get back to my Sturdy. If he has that Surf ability, then I'm gonna be fine. I don't even know if Balling gets Surf. So I can get rid of the rocks. That's gonna be nice. It's not a big deal, but I think it's a bit of a bonus over here. I get a crit. Does it matter? No, not really. Not really. I think the crit maybe allowed it to do 7, 5, 2, 1, maybe 0. And I'm just gonna keep on restoring leech seed damage. It's really huge that I keep restoring this because I'm gonna get back to Sturdy, and it's pretty much a free get rid of rocks, get rid of or set up rocks on his team. And I'm looking pretty fine over here because now I can just simply go for an Earthquake. No point of over predicting. If he wants to switch out and use this for Death Water, then go ahead. But I'm just gonna simply take it out with an Earthquake. And it was a bit unfortunate for himself because getting those 3 pairs in a row is really, really unlucky. Oh man, that was a bit. I felt the salt in that, and it was not a good taste at all. So Mega Gardevoir is going to come in. It gets my Sturdy ability, but it won't really do anything because of rocks. But I have 2 Mons that can eat up anything this thing wants to dish at it. So I decided to go with Meloetta because I want to see how well it can take whatever this thing wants to throw at it. And it ends up going for Psychic, which is not effective at all, and that does nothing. This is the Salt Vest non-invested. That's right, that's sort of non-invested special defense Meloetta. And unfortunately, she gets paralyzed, but hey, that's okay. I can get my Shadow Ball off and do way over half. So that's huge. That's really, really big. That's some big damage over here. And this man misses his Hyper Beam. That's right. This guy. He brought in the Power Split Shuckle and the Hyper Beam Mega Gardevoir. Man, I did not predict that to come at all. But Meloetta will simply knock out Mega Gardevoir, and I can just switch out into Donphan. And this is when it's gonna come huge because I know I can take a Facade. Babar is bulky naturally, and this Swellow may be an offensive presence, but I can take it even with no investment on defense, just HP. I can easily take it, and I can simply finish off his team with Donphan over here because Donphan has the Expert Belt. And this was really huge because if I had the Life Orb, I would have been at range where Poison, Life Orb, and that Facade would have taken me down. And there was no point of running Life Orb when Ice Shard Expert Belt would have taken down Dragonite at the range where it was at this moment. So at this moment, Babar is just going to finish up the battle, going for 2 Earthquakes on this Shuckle. And the rocks were really huge, and this is an excellent example of me thinking of a plan and actually executing the plan to perfection with a lot of help from hacks. So we're gonna get a 6-0 victory over the Markarth Magikarps. Really good battle. DragoniteSpam, I know the match says one thing, it was 6-0, but due to hacks, I think it might have been a lot closer than I would have wanted. I think it might have been like a 3-0 victory or 2-0. And depending on which way the hacks went, it might have been even closer. It might have been, yeah. So anywho, we're gonna go on to our break, 3-1 in the season, and we're looking pretty good. We're on top of the Kanto Red division with 3 wins, a plus, if my math is correct, we lost 2-0, won 3-0, plus 1, plus 6, so we're gonna have a differential of plus 12. That's right, that's some great kindergarten math happening right over there. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. And during the break, we're gonna be having these fun battles. We're gonna have a couple FFAs. We're gonna have some monotype battles, some cross league battles, just some normal battles, maybe some even just team battles with the RBL. And I'm gonna experiment a bit with the team that I have. But we're gonna definitely have things happening during the break. And look forward to that. And there's also, the break is to implement all the matches that we missed during the first half of the break, during the first half of the season. So expect a match with the California Crawdon sometime in the future. We want to get that in. And he's only 0-1, so we haven't really seen what he can do. But we're definitely going to prep for that and really bring our all once again, as we always do. As we always do, except for week 1. That was really interesting. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. That sort of explains why we skipped week 4. Week 4 was against the California Crawdons who are on vacation, so that's why there is no week 4 battle. So sorry about that. Sorry about that, I guess. But I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys enjoy this, be sure to smash that like button. Let's try to get to 5 likes. Once again, if you want to continue on supporting the Staraptors and our journey to a hopeful playoff spot, be sure to subscribe and continue on following us and supporting us. It means so much to me. And I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for watching, and this is Cap, signing off.